Well, Nathaniel Hackett responded to Sean Payton's comments yesterday. The Jets offensive coordinator used to be the Broncos head coach, not for a full season. And normally they don't speak. Normally the coordinators don't get in front of the media for the most part. A lot of head coaches don't want them to talk. I know Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, they don't like the coordinators to get in front of a microphone and speak. I don't know how this came up that Nathaniel Hackett, the Jets OC, then did speak to the media. And I'm guessing you have to clear it with ownership, the head coach. Just say, hey, can I respond to what Sean Payton said, that basically I was the coach in the worst coaching job ever in the NFL history? And here's Nathaniel Hackett talking about Sean Payton's comments about him.
It's frustrating and it sucks, but we're all susceptible to it. There are things that you do, mistakes you make, and it costs you time on the field, costs you your job, all those things, and I own all that stuff. It's unfortunate that had to happen, the comments that were made, but hey, they did.
Okay. And then had this to say about the coaching community.
I've been involved in this business my whole life, and as a coach, as a coach's kid, we live in a glass house. We know that. We all live in different rooms. We all got a key for it. And it's one of those things that there's a code, there's a way things are done.
He's right. Sean Payton was probably right in what he said. He shouldn't have said it. Does Nathaniel Hackett even have to say anything about this? Does this make it go away? And, granted, these two teams meet in week 5. Well, it's not like Sean Payton's on the field or Nathaniel Hackett's on the field. It's Aaron Rodgers. And here is Aaron Rodgers, by the way, using an expression on this show, a word on this show that we're still trying to define.
This is going to be a few years partnership. After that, hopefully there's not a huge kind of cap issue. That's why we didn't need to backload it or put any special escalator, strange things in the contract to weigh down the organization after I'm done playing.
Okay, you said few years. We think few means 3. Aaron Rodgers, when we had Peter King on, he had visited camp. He said that he would take the over 2.5 years that Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Now, Rodgers is good friends with Nathaniel Hackett. He has backed him up. He's said all of these glowing things. He's his favorite coach he's ever had. Won a couple MVPs in Green Bay when he was there as his quarterback's coach. Nathaniel Hackett did not do a good job in Denver. We know that. I still believe Sean Payton said what he said to then take the microscope off of Russell Wilson. I think it was his way of saying, let me let people behind the curtain to know exactly what was happening here. This isn't on Russell Wilson. He's still a great quarterback. Maybe that was his philosophy here. I don't know. We've reached out to Sean. Maybe he was trying to protect Russ, who got roughed up considerably, and he's still there where Nathaniel Hackett is not. I can blame him. But then Sean was also blaming other people who are still there in the organization. Should he have spoken out like that? No. Am I glad he did? Sure. It's content for me. I didn't get hurt. But for Nathaniel Hackett, does he have to say something now? This is going to be a great buildup to a game in week 5 that may not be a great game. Where you go, man, Jets, Broncos, it's gonna get ugly. How ugly? Like, who's upset? Is Aaron Rodgers going to light up Denver? Well, he's going to try to do that whether there is friction or not, or another storyline here. What's Nathaniel Hackett going to do? Oh, we're going to keep passing and rubbing it in. Or I'm going to show Sean Payton how I can be an offensive coordinator. I don't know. What's Sean Payton going to do? We're going to prove that we're a better team and Russ is a better quarterback with me? I don't know. It feels like the buildup is going to be great. I don't know if the game is going to be great. But Nathaniel Hackett, I was surprised that, and you could hear it in his voice, after somebody criticized you like that, you want to say something? Do you need to say something? I don't know. I would have kept quiet. I would have told him, no, just let it simmer. Just, don't give somebody an opportunity to then bring it up again and then dissect it again. And then it sort of stays there with people. It becomes a little bit more permanent. And then you're going to have people go, well, look at the numbers of the offensive line. Hey, they couldn't get their plays in. Hey, I did some research on it. Now now you've kept it there sort of front and center, and you didn't need to say it. I know you're angry, but channel that. Rodgers already spoke up for you. That's all you need. Nobody really cares about Nathaniel Hackett with the Jets other than the Jets. So do your job. Maybe you get a chance to be a head coach again. Probably not. But do right by your quarterback, your team, and that's enough. Show how good you can be at doing that. Yes, Eden.
Man, there sure are a lot of expectations, though, coming into this season for that Jets offense.
It better be good.
Hey, you're going to start. I understand that Sean Payton shouldn't have said those things, but I don't know that Nate Hackett's unquestionable. You know what I mean? Or that people can't talk about Nathaniel Hackett, the Nathaniel Hackett era that just passed after a year. You know what I mean? I don't know that he's got that stick to swing. I appreciate that Aaron Rodgers is sticking up for him too, but all right, then have a great year.
Yeah, Paul.
Do you think that's part of it? Like, as a grown man, he's like, I don't want other people talking on my behalf. Maybe that's part of it. Because Seaton said other people are sticking up for him, and that makes sense because a lot of people are going to bat for Nathaniel Hackett. But I wonder if he's a guy sitting there going, I want to talk. This is me. It's a one person. And he did mention that Sean Payton had not reached out to him yet. He did clarify that.
Okay. I got to move on with these things because you're allowing people to go back and really examine what Sean Payton is saying. And he's going to be, I would just move on with it. Sean could have been right, shouldn't have done it, but Nathaniel Hackett, you're like, okay, hey, maybe I could talk to Sean about this privately, but we look forward to week 5 when we get to play Denver. Yes, Todd.
So is that promo caption for week 5 going to be Peyton Hackett front and center and then a little shot of Rodgers and Wilson behind them? You could barely see the quarterbacks.
Do you think that is going to happen?
With this ridiculous hype, I wouldn't be surprised if they put a big picture of Hackett and
No,
Peyton,
nobody cares about them.
Talking about week 5 like it's, I don't know, like this is going to be one of the biggest games of the year.
No, it's not.
It'll be like 19-13 Jets, and we'll move on.
You got 2 great quarterbacks. That's what's going to be presented here. 2 great quarterbacks. And then maybe the brains behind those quarterbacks or the people who help get them to this level, you'll have that storyline with Sean Payton, with Russ, and then Nathaniel Hackett with Aaron Rodgers. But nobody cares about Nathaniel Hackett going into week 5. Be like, man, are they going to have a camera like a Nathaniel Hackett camera on him? Hackett cam? Yes, Seton.
And even if the Jets play well that day, Aaron Rodgers is going to get the credit. No one's going to be like, man, Nathaniel Hackett really whipped up a pretty serious game plan for that one. Broncos had no chance.
And then if they win, then Aaron Rodgers, first thing he says in the press conference, well, first of all, I'd like to thank Nathaniel Hackett. I thought he called a great game plan. And obviously we were going against a team that maybe that coach is not as good as he thinks he is. Questions? Yes, Todd.
Is there any handshake or acknowledgement between the 2 coaches before or after the game? Or do they completely ignore each other? I'm very curious now. That's the only thing I think I'm curious about, even more than the outcome of the game.
I don't know. Then tune in for the conclusion of the Week 5 game.
October 8th, 4:25 Eastern.
Yeah. That's when you're going to tune in. I'm not going to tune in to watch the game. I want to see what happens if they shake hands.
Peyton tries to shake his hand and Hackett won't.
Oh, get it in slow motion. Do we have another angle on that?
He snubbed him.
Oh, my God.
We have a snub.
Look how quick that was.
That was a snub.
That was a full snubbing.
That is snub.
I have a fun game for you, Dan.
Oh, okay.
It's called Would You Flex. It's a new thing we're going to play this year.
Would you flex?
Hypothetically,
Okay.
Jets Broncos Week 5 is a 4:25 p.m. game on CBS.
Oh, I thought you were talking about flexing, like, hey, I'm flexing.
Gun show.
I'm flossing.
Okay, would you take the Jets Broncos game and replace one of these 2 primetime night games?
Now, NBC can't flex.
Cannot, but for the bit, we have to
I did
pretend.
check. I checked yesterday. We do some homework occasionally on here.
So the Sunday night game that week is Cowboys at Niners.
No, you're staying with that one.
You would not flex Jets Broncos.
No, you would not.
Okay, that's fair.
I would rather see the warm-ups of Niners Cowboys than the Jets and Broncos. If I was looking for a big rating,
right.
I'd get a bigger rating watching Dak Prescott throw patterns to CeeDee Lamb.
So far, you're winning the game, Dan. That's correct.
Thank you.
Monday Night Football, would you have Jets Broncos flexed in, or would you stick Packers at Raiders? A supposedly subpar Raider team with the hunky Jimmy Garoppolo versus the mysterious Jordan Love.
the Devontae Adams game.
Got to go Jets Broncos there, I think. Wilson Rogers, and was the coach going to punch the other coach? And what are they going to acknowledge each other? They're going to hug? Are they going to ignore each other?
I would rather see Jets Broncos Monday night.
That's Would You Flex?
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. Yes, Marvin.
You've been in production meetings for TV, and they have the camera meeting, and I guarantee you the director or the producer, hey, keep, when I've done games, with LeBron or whoever, hey, there's always a camera on that guy.
Yeah.
It's going to be, there's a camera on Hackett, Rodgers, and Payton.
But Hackett is going to be in the booth.
Look. Oh, yeah. And they'll put like a Marshall
Yeah, so
cam.
he's not going to come in contact with Sean Payton unless Sean Payton decides he wants to go up into the stands and.
That'd be good TV.
Well.
Oh, yeah, for
could
sure.
be, yeah.
Oh, no. I think you're right. But I think they put like a, what they call like a little Marshall cam right in the booth where all of the coordinators are.
Look who's in TV. Okay.
Okay, are we still playing the flex on him game or what?
The Marshall camera.
Back when I was setting up Marshall cams.
The Marshall.
Set up the
I
Marshall.
did that with LeBron. I did the Marshall camera.
I said, Bron, excuse me, 1 second.
Flex on him.
Flex.
It's Marvin from the Dan Patrick Show.
Flex on, flex off.
That's great.
Okay.
It is you, Marvin. Yes, LeBron, it is me.
Hey, Bron.